Hello class, I'm Professor Jess, and today I want to welcome you to Garfield 101. This video serves as an introductory course into Garfield history, lore, and analysis. You might think, wow Jessica, this seems stupid. Why do I care about some dumb old comic strips? Well, first of all, talk like that gets people shot, and second, Garfield has been running for over 40 years. The strip and its related media have a lot to offer. This video will cover the history of Jim Davis and his comic strip, as well as the analysis of a few strips themselves. Garfield first began in 1978, on June 19th. This also serves as Garfield's birthday, so remember that. The comic strip is set in Muncie, Indiana, which is where Jim Davis is originally from. Now, YouTuber Quentin Reviews has a video discussing his previous comics, notably John, which serves as a sort of proto-Garfield. There are notable design changes from this comic to the debut of Garfield, as well as design changes to Garfield over the years. Now, as you can see, Garfield has become slimmer and more upright, more human over the years. This is also known as Garfield bimbofication, and is yet another reason the human race is doomed. Davis took Garfield's name and general characteristic from his uncle, James A. Garfield Davis. John Arbuckle's name was taken from Arbuckle's Coffee, and Odie from an Oldsmobile radio station commercial that Davis had writing credits on. Davis also sold the rights to the United Feature newspaper in January of '78, bought the comic rights with his company Paws Incorporated in '93, retroactively placing their label on the comics. Okay, enough with the boring stuff. You came here to learn about Garfield, not newspaper businesses. This is the first official Garfield comic. Bask in it. Let its glory sink in. Truly the peak of character writing and comedy, right? Right? No. No, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't agree. It isn't the most impactful thing in the world, and it isn't a great overview of the Garfield we know today. As you can see here, John is a self-insert OC, making Davis, seeing himself as John. Later on, it could be argued that Jim Davis doesn't see himself as John anymore, but earlier on, he is directly tied to the character. This comic, while not being overly funny to us now, was mostly a pitch for executives to pick it up. Garfield here establishes the trait of always being hungry, which would serve as one of the three pillars of Garfield: eating, sleeping, and sarcasm. These are the core tenets of Garfield and are consistent throughout the series. Now, on to arguably the most notorious and important works of Jim Davis. Here it is. This is the infamous pipe strip. It is a powerful work, and I don't think I could do it justice in so little time. A popular video by Lasagna Cat featuring John Blyth Barrymore explores the religious and cultural significance of this piece. Now, for an actual in-depth discussion of this strip, I would refer you to that video. However, a brief overview would say that Garfield, having stolen the pipe, is representing a sort of evil, having the power in the relationship, which is further cemented in later comics, as well as the darkness of the room that Garfield is in further contrasts him as a evil or chaotic character. So, here is the lesser-known follow-up to the pipe strip. A few things of note which will be impactful whether or not you've seen the video I've recommended. Here you can see that 4 panels are used, the third not being outlined. Now, you could just brush this aside as random artistic flourish, just a random decision, but I see it as very important. Many times, Garfield only comes in 3-panel formation, so deviation shows very powerful intent for Jim Davis, especially in the early works. The moment that John realizes the pipe has been in Garfield's mouth is not outlined, emphasizing the decision to put it back, which is seen in the following panel. It might be hard to see, but Jim did redraw Garfield and the pipe. This wouldn't have been done in current times. They would digitally copy and paste it, but this shows Jim's dedication to this pose and its importance by creating it and recreating it so accurately. Here, John is deciding to give power back to Garfield, choosing not to have cat spit on his lips. This could also be read as John not wanting to have Garfield's influence over him in exchange for this power. Overall, a wonderful piece, a definite classic, but it might fall short compared to its big brother before it. So, all in all, that covers a few brief analyses of Garfield comic strips and a pretty succinct history and overall view of Garfield. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, look forward to more in-depth analyses and interesting conversations about Garfield, the comic strip, cartoons, games, movies, any sort of media that I can get my grubby little hands on. Thank you, and have a good night.